Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of HBTV. This is going to be episode 5. We finally made it to an increment number, like a milestone number. I consider 5 a milestone number. I'm so excited because this episode is going to be a little different from the normal one, so let's just get into it. I'm very sorry about the delay between episode 4 and episode 5. It was Easter weekend. Pretty much everyone on the team went on a trip in some capacity to go like visit family or do anything in any capacity to celebrate Easter. So we did not have the manpower required to make an episode last week, and I'm very sorry about that. But this episode is going to be a little special, and hopefully it'll make up for it. Before we get on to any of the new stuff, we're going to stick to our roots really quick and go into clip review. I honestly did not have to search very long for this week's clip because I was perusing, and this was like one of the first clips that I saw. It was right fresh when I started looking, and it was so fucking funny to me that I knew I could just call the search. I was fine with that one. That one was perfect. So this week's clip of the week comes from user Disaster, spelled a little funny, and it is just absolutely batshit. Every once in a while, a clip comes through that's a little more advanced of a glitch than the normal, like, eat a flying bug, and it makes me giggle, because what the in what capacity, what could possibly make this happen? What series of events could possibly induce this outcome?
What? Ah, there!
And now we get to move on to what makes this episode a special episode. We got a dev Q&A segment here for you guys. We got 4 developers. We got C, we got Shroom, we got Glebus, and we have Mario, which are not all technically like developers, but they're all in. They're all in. They got in knowledge, and that's what we're hoping to gain from this interaction. So I hope you guys enjoy. How do you come up with the concepts for character moves?
We have a Discord of people that make our concepts, and I help in with that since I am the manager of that Discord. I help to make a lot of the major movesets, and I'm usually just the quality checker. Usually goes through a set of processes until it's animated, and then visual effects are made for it, and then it's put into game, and then it's tested, and then it's released to all of you. So it's a little bit of a process, but you know.
There is a suggestions channel in the Discord. How often are those suggestions taken into account or even noticed at all?
I personally don't look through them that much, but sometimes if it's brought to my attention, I will take a look at it, although that rarely ever happens. And I do know that some other devs will look through the suggestions, and we've got some ideas from them, I would say.
A lot of people referred to HBG as emote battlegrounds. How many people are actually actively working on emotes?
Now, I'm not a scripter or anything of the sort. I kind of just help make concepts for the game, but I am closely involved with the development process. And from my knowledge, there are the move animators and the emote animators, and there's the move scripters and the emote scripters. They are 2 different things, and they do not, like, they're 2 different sides, and they do not affect each other. So emotes should not delay an update, and moves should not delay an update. They're very split.
With the recent announcement of Todoroki Mastery, that makes the 4th character to have a Mastery alternate. How many characters do you plan on giving Masteries?
Probably all of them. I think every single character is planned to have a Mastery, even though it might take a while. Every character will be getting a Mastery, except for like maybe Warp Portal and some PS Plus characters.
How many player-created concepts from the Discord suggestion channels have actually been implemented into the game?
Back at the start, there were some suggestions that got into the game, but I think that there aren't many move suggestions that have gotten into the game, but there are some Game Pass suggestions.
What are your favorite non-Roblox games?
Currently, my favorite games include Blade and Sorcery, Enna Dream Barbecue, and Super Mario 64.
What is your favorite update that you ever got to work on?
My favorite update that I worked on was, believe it or not, the new emote inventory system. Well, at this point, it's not really new anymore, but having sort and category options plus having favorites is something that I don't think other games have done so far, and it was very fun to conceptualize and work on. Some of you may notice most other games don't show previews for the emotes. I consider that like baseline functionality. That's because showing that many rigs, playing that many emotes is very hard to optimize, especially on low-end devices. It was an interesting challenge to make it work properly without completely detonating your PC. And it's kind of one of those things that's hard to appreciate unless you worked on it.
Like, you have a really consistent update schedule, and does the burnout ever get overwhelming? Is it easier to manage with the team?
Same as any other form of work, burnout does happen. Heroes Battlegrounds is fun to work on, especially considering my other options for employment, but there's a lot of pressure to perform well and meet deadlines that are often very hard to meet.
Do you ever plan on bringing back the limited emotes or emotes from events or cosmetics from events?
Yes, absolutely. Don't feel too bad if you miss one. It'll definitely come back eventually, especially if people really liked it.
Is there any plan for adding accessories or cosmetics that are more than just visual, maybe impacting animations or having different sound effects?
Impacting animations, yes. I'm not sure about sound effects.
What are your favorite non-Roblox games?
Okay, I love Titanfall 2. That's a classic of mine. Disco Elysium, check that game out. It's a good game, sick game, best game ever. Good, best writing, my favorite. And then I played some CS2. So,
you guys have any plans to add to or improve the custom text Game Pass, like new features, animations, or anything like that?
yeah, I don't think, I mean, just because we're busy with other stuff, I wouldn't say there's like a concrete plan right now, but I mean, we have discussed working it, improving it. I mean, you know, that goes for everything, right? It's like just like with Mastery, just like with all the characters and VIP Game Pass and whatever, cosmetics, like there's nothing against improving it down the line, but we're just not, it's not our focus right now, if that makes sense, you know?
Will there ever be another Tournament of Heroes with a decent execution this time?
Yeah, so I have to take responsibility for that one. TOH was pretty rough. We talked it over before the dev team. I would like to do another TOH. It's just like a lot of work, and ideally we can do it again once better game modes are set up, or scripting, or etc. Something that we can use as a framework, so I don't like manually, you know, reset everything. And for sure, like a better map, probably.
Will there ever be separate game modes aside from just like regular public servers and then the ranked mode?
Yeah, so that's been on our radar for a while now, and you can see with like the TOH, we were planning to release BR functions, which we did in private servers. Because it's already there, we're hopefully going to be able to add in new game modes and whatnot that I won't discuss right now. But hopefully we can add more stuff besides just like pubs, you know, in the future. I think that'd be fun.
Okay. What do you think about the state of the game right now? And if you're planning on it, what could players expect to see from a Project Health style quality of life update?
Yeah, so I think that HBTV has like a lot of long-standing issues. Our backend, like I mentioned earlier, is from what I hear, terrible. Something that I wanted to do I think everyone wanted to do on the dev team for a while now is like take an extended break and rework the backend, which would make adding future moves much less of a headache, much easier, much cleaner, and less buggy. And I don't know if you know this, but every time you update, there's like a slew of bugs that emerge, not only from like new moves, but also like from old moves as well. So like reworking the backend would be like number one priority probably. But so state of game wise, I think it's really nice. We have like a lot of characters. We have like a good update schedule going. I'm perfectly happy with it. I think it's going well. I know some people would like to see more change, and that's why we're trying to do like these side projects that we're branching out to, which I don't want to reveal right now. But I think that everyone's gonna be really happy with them when they come out. I think it's gonna like kind of redefine the state of the game, you know.
How do you feel about the community? And if you could, what is one thing you'd change about it?
I think that the community right now is currently a combination of young adults and young teenagers. And when you mix those two age groups, they don't mix well. There's a lot of toxicity in the both the Discord server and the game, with a lot of teaming, clans, things like that. So something I'd change is the amount of toxicity.
Do you ever plan on adding new features to old game passes like VIP or maybe other game passes later on?
We're always looking for new features to things like VIP, for example, Awakening outfits. We thought that we were going to put it as a separate product, but then we decided to lump it in with VIP as we want to give VIP players more things for the amount of Robux they spent. We're always looking for new features to add.
Taking a step away from the development side of things, as a more you question, what characters do you like to play?
For me, I mainly like to play Symbol of Fear. Sometimes I play Split Ice. But mainly Warp Portal.
How many characters do you plan to add into the game?
We don't have a flat amount of characters we plan to add into the game. It's always an indefinite amount until something happens to the game. So for now, it's limitless. We always have a lot of criteria for adding things into the game. For example, how much like their potential as movesets, if they're able to be implemented well as a character, and player popularity.
What is the average time for creating a character? Can we get like an in-depth analysis on the process from concept to full release?
So the process of making a character is actually quite extensive, which is why it takes a while to get moves out, but we always aim for about 2 moves per update. But first, the concept designers, usually a lot of players actually, we try to select them out, people who have creative minds, and they basically make a full concept on the character. And once that character concept is finalized, we start sending those concepts to our animators. Once that animation is made, all the final tweaks are done, we send that to our VFX maker, the visual effects, and they start adding in all the nice stuff. And once that's done, we get the VFX imported in-game via some other devs. And then after that's done, we finally start programming the move in and basically giving it its hitboxes, its damage. Then testers test it thoroughly, make sure there's no bugs with it. That takes also a while. And finally, we give it to our sound effects makers, and then we release it to the public at the update.
And I'm very sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was insightful, because that is going to be it for this episode of HBTV. A lot of the comments on the last episode were talking about the new mastery, which I don't blame you. I'm as excited as you guys are, but that meant there was not a lot of insightful comments for me to respond to, and we kind of had to cull the segment for this episode, and I'm really sorry about that. But please, under this week's episode, comment your hottest hot takes about HBG, about characters, about balance, about anything. I want to read all of them. I want to get into it next episode. I want to argue. I want to yell. So please, under this week's episode, let us know that you are here and that you'll be here for us next week. Because next week, I'm pretty sure we'll be back on regular scheduled programming. It won't be weird. It won't be delayed. I think we'll be back on schedule. So please bear with us and have a great night, guys.